When it comes to side splits, one of the most important things to understand is how you should move your hips and legs in order to get in the best stretching position possible. In this video, with the help of my partner Wendy here, I'm going to demonstrate to you how you should move your hips and legs to get a better and perfect side split position. Alright Wendy, are you ready to demonstrate how you should move your femurs in a side split to get better results? Let's go. So, in the first scenario, we have the foot, which is facing forward, with the femur in internal rotation, which means that your leg is facing forward. Now, if you move your hip into abduction from this position here, as you can see, at a certain point, your femur enters into contact with your hip bone, not allowing you to get any deeper into the stretch. But the moment you start externally rotating your leg, so that means that you turn your foot out, but also your femur out, so rather than facing forward, you face out with your femur, and then you bring it into abduction, which is the movement you perform in a side split, then as you can see, this part of your body doesn't enter into contact with your hip bone, allowing you to get into a proper side split position, okay? The moment you move your femur into abduction, if your bone enters into contact with your hip, you can't possibly gain more range of motion because the bone is kind of smashing against the other. But when you move the bone into external rotation, then you create a space for it to slide properly and move your leg into the proper position, which is the side split position. Okay, so it all depends on how you move your femur in a side split. If you allow your femur to smash against the hip bone, you can't get into it. But the moment you create a space, then you can get into it and express your best range of motion. So it's not about how you keep your feet, but how you move your femurs and your back instead. If you turn your femurs in and you keep your back flat, you don't create space inside of your hip, so you can't get any lower. But the moment you externally rotate your femurs and arch your back, then you can get into a deeper position. This is because you create more space inside of your hip joint, so your femurs can slide properly through your hip joint. As you can see, I can turn my feet up or I can turn my feet in front of me. I'm in a side split position in both situations, but what matters is how I move my back and my femur to get here. Alright, next time you get into a side split position, remember that you do want to arch your back and, most importantly, turn your femurs into external rotation in order to create the space you need to get into a side split, because a lot of people just get into a side split and they can't make any progress, and they kind of start thinking about, am I kind of something like limited genetically, like I can't reach the side split because of that? No, it's because most of the time you don't understand it, you don't know the correct technique, okay? So once you know the correct technique, then you can safely get into a side split. Of course, this requires time. Like, I'm not saying that, okay, I'm just like moving my femurs into external rotation, I'm arching my back and boom, like magic, I'm gonna get into a side split. It doesn't work like this. But with the correct technique in mind, you can create the space you need to get into a side split. If you don't keep in mind these things, side split is just impossible because your femur just enters into contact with your hip bone. There's no space. You can't widen your legs more from there, okay? With that said, if you enjoyed this video, you can leave a thumb up and a comment down below if you have any questions or particular requests for me. I do read all the comments and I'm more than happy to have a chat with you. Also remember that if you want to work on your flexibility, you can download my Flexibility Guy app, where you're gonna find an entire stretching video course, more than 50 programs to follow to reach your splits or whatever kind of flexibility position you may want to reach, and many other things. Click on the link in the description down below to get your Flexibility Guy app. Thank you so much for staying with me today. Have a nice stretch and see you in the next video. Bye.
I traveled all the way to Japan in this place of silence and peace to find out the secrets of flexibility training. I'm in this temple right now because here is where I believe it's hidden the secret I'm looking for. It gotta be somewhere around here. What? A book? Nani? Honwa? Secret desu ka? Amazon de kaimasu ka? Oh, so ka. Arigatou gozaimasu. Stretching Modern Flexibility Methods is the complete playbook to master your flexibility, and you can check it out on Amazon right now. Huh? It works! It works!